morning, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1570th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. These educational videos, and I kid you not, they are quite educational if you are a trader or an analyst. This video is coming at you on a Thursday night for trading, Friday, Jan 27th, 2017. Before we get into the topics on the board, you must know that futures trading is extremely risky, causes substantial financial loss, is certainly not suitable for all traders. You must have risk capital to lose if you're going to be in this game. Not everybody loses, but you've got to know you need risk capital to lose if you're going to play this game. For you traders that understand the risks, rock and roll, let's get moving. All right, so what is on the board? We are starting off the day for trading on Friday with a red OMNI in gold. Red OMNI in gold. In my last video, I stood in front of you and said, no more gold, flat tops equal market drops. And did you see what happened to gold in these last couple of days? I'll show you the chart. Fantastic analysis. Flat tops do equal market drops. NASDAQ, ES are both testing the air above those bull flags I showed you in my last video. So we are neutral, ES and NASDAQ, for trading on Friday. Bonds and 10-year notes, very interesting, very bearish looking. And then you've got Tesla. And let me ask a question, traders. Is anyone paying attention to Big Blue? IBM, you know, this thing's been around forever, right? Brick and mortar, IBM, you would think it's a stock no one cares about. You gotta put your eyes on this one. So we're gonna look at Tesla, we're gonna look at Big Blue, we're gonna look at bonds, both 10 and 30-year notes. We all have 30-year bonds and 10-year notes. We're gonna look at emini, S&P, and NASDAQ, and certainly some gold charts. Traders, I think you're gonna like the analysis you're about to see. Certainly the analysis worked out very well from the last video to this video you're standing in front of, or I'm standing in front of you with this evening. So I can't wait to show you the charts. Remember, if you like the brand of analysis that I teach, the OMNI analysis, Oscar's Market Navigational Indicator, if you like that brand of analysis and you would like to learn it for yourselves, come on down to livewithoscar.com, jump into my free trading room. No credit cards are required. Just give me an email address that's valid and give me a username and come jump into my chat room and hang out with me, all right? It helps me stay busy during the day. If you really want to learn this craft, I've got an open seat at my OMNI Camp. OMNI Camp is a 4-day live seminar held here in Las Vegas. It's Feb 9th through the 14th. There is one open ticket. Only 5 of you are ever invited out to these OMNI Camps. So there's 4 now. One open ticket. If you'd like that ticket, come to livewithoscar.com. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, 2 nights ago I came in front of you and I showed you this video and I said this is what we call an Oscarism known as the F flag. It looks like a F flag breakout is about to take place. We are going to get long the NASDAQ. This is the chart I put before your eyes. And this is where it went so far. There's a breakout, right? It's starting. We are going to go neutral right here because you just never know. It just got out of there for 1 day. Maybe it needs a pullback. Maybe it doesn't. There are other markets for us to play. We were absolutely right for this trade. Now let's sit and see what it wants to do. So we are neutral for trading Friday, but the analysis absolutely worked from the last video through the last couple of days till now. So that's your NASDAQ. Then I showed you an S&P chart and said, looks to me like we're finally breaking out. You see that little thing sticking above the line? It's going to break out. And I even said, take my word for it on this, traders. This one's going to work. This is where we were during the night of that video. And this is what happened so far. Again, you got to give a round of applause to technical analysis. Not every flag works this well, but almost all the flags that we find tend to work out well. Let's move forward. In my last video, the very exciting thing was flat tops in gold, and I said I don't usually use this technique in gold, but I am going to call it on gold. This is what I call a flat top, and flat tops produce market drops, right? Here's where gold was, and this is what happened. Rock and roll. Tell me that is not a nice piece of analysis, traders. You really can't ask for much more. That was picture perfect analysis. So the gold technique worked, the flat top. Now we're going to go look at this. The gold also stopped moving higher on the weekly. That flat top coincided with hitting the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average on the weekly chart. It stopped cold and dropped. Now that's a weekly. It doesn't show you just how big the market move was, but this on a weekly is this on a daily. I mean, that's a lot of movement. So the market certainly stopped cold at OTAPMA, and that keeps us bearish to gold. Traders, 10-year notes. I mentioned these 10-year notes to you the day we broke this, and I started to say now that we're below here, it's a trend we haven't broken in some time. The market should go lower. It is lower now, and it's putting in a bear flag. 10-year notes. Remember, 10-year notes have not been at the 2.6% area since here, 2014. This is about 2.6%. When bonds go up, the yield goes down. Well, bonds went up, the yield went down, but look where we are now. We're about to bounce off that 2.6% again if we move just a little lower. Breaking 2.6%, bonds moving down, and interest rates moving up past 2.6% will be a very, very big event in our interest rate economy, I assure you. Keep your eyes on this. We're not there yet, but it's on its way. If it gets below this red line and interest rates go above 2.6% on the 10-year, I think you're going to see a lot of fireworks, so keep this one in mind. Then you've got 30-year T-bonds. Look at this trend line, traders. This goes back to 2014. Holds, holds, hold. Didn't even get near it, held, exploded. Then we break through that long trend line, right? You see the trend line I'm referring to? If you don't recognize it, it's this one. Look at the size of that trend line. And we maintained above it. Well, it finally broke the trend line. At the same time, it broke my Omni Trading Academy's proprietary. It broke OTAPMA and made a bear flag. Now, as of this week, we're sitting just below the bear flag. That, my friends, is bearish analysis. We are below OTAPMA. There's a little bit more with this chart, though. Now, you add the 200 bar moving average on it, and you'll note that we built a bear flag on the 200 bar, dropped out of the flag, and are testing it literally as I write on this chart right now. Bonds are testing this area. Very, very interesting. If that is a bear flag, which it looks like, and bonds get below the 200, you will have some fireworks, and this will coincide with the 10-year notes above the 2.4%. So you've got a lot going on here. Very, very interesting, isn't it? Keep your eye on those bonds in the future. Then we've got this, traders, Tesla Motors, and I told you, Omni has a buy. We're looking to get long Tesla right about here. We said we had a 236 target. Look where Tesla went. Bang, 236 to 238. Then we had a 260 target. We got back in. Look at the target. Look where the market went to. It went here. The target was there. Now it stopped, turned around, and on Thursday came back down. We are out of Tesla, and are neutral Tesla for trading Friday. But how about fantastic analysis, huh? How much more could you ask for? So just to let you know, this is where we got to. The next chart behind here just shows you where it was before all that action started. Why I left this out there was to show you that this, my friends, is a bull flag. Traditional. Bang. It created a bull flag, and you've seen what happened after that, right? It just took off. Those flags tend to work. Keep your eyes on them. And then there's this. Look at Big Blue. What a monster chart. I love this Big Blue chart. 2013, even before that, market started its trend down. And you couldn't get above the line. You couldn't get above the line in 2014. You didn't even get near it in 2015. You couldn't get above the line in 2016. Then you get above the trend line in 2017. And you know where we are right now? Here. It gapped higher. It left this gap. And this is the price of IBM right here. 178 and change, 179 right now. And you must recognize what this is by now. You've been hanging out with me long enough. It's an Oscarism F flag. And out of the F flag, we gapped higher, gap, and this is where we are now. Keep your eyes on Big Blue traders. This is brick and mortar, and I think it looks fantastic for the long term. Meet me at livewithoscar.com. I'll see you in my free trading room. So, traders, you've seen the charts. Now you've got my technical reasoning for why we are bearish in gold, neutral in the emini, S&P, and NASDAQ, although you may end up being a buyer of dips, but we're neutral for trading on Friday. Why bonds and T-notes absolutely need to be watched for the downside, which means rates up, bonds down. And Tesla and Big Blue, you got to give us a round of applause for the analysis Omni has put forth this week. Oh my goodness, it's been fantastic. Now, does every trade that Omni put out, the winning trades or the losing trades, but let's talk about the winning trades. Does every winning trade Omni put out equate to a winning trade? Well, that's a different story. Putting out a good recommendation and then using it to make money with sometimes doesn't always work out the way you've got planned. So we're all human. Many of us did really well this week with Omni's recommendations, but there are times a good piece of Omni advice turns out to be a bad trade. That's something I can't help traders. If you're picking and choosing between the Omni trades, I can't help you out there. There are sometimes 2 of them are going to win, 5 of them are going to win, 3 of them are going to lose, 1 of them is going to lose, 2 of them are going to win. You don't know what the combination's ever going to be. So if you're picking and choosing from these Omni trades, I don't know the results you're going to get. But if you've been taking all the trades lately, rock and roll in these tough markets, Omni's been doing just fine. All right, so, traders, something happened today in my chat room. My cameras wouldn't come on. For some reason, my live camera, which is right in my face and my microphone, it wouldn't show up in my live trading room. So I tried something different, and I have to tell you, I think it's now going to be incorporated into my daily routine, and that's Facebook Live. Round of applause for that. I didn't know it was going to work so well. I clicked the camera on Facebook Live. The next thing you know, everybody tuned right in, and voila, we had it done. So I'm not saying that I'm only going to go Facebook Live by any means. I've got a live chat room with a live camera, and I like that a lot. But I think I'm going to now start to make this part of my daily routine, going on Facebook Live. So you traders who aren't in the chat room can hang out with a professional live trading analyst that has been in the market since 1982. And I've got thousands of traders around the world that hang out with me every day and watch what goes on here. You are invited as well. If you don't want to come to the free site, livewithoscar.com, then check me out on Facebook Live. All right, traders, that's about it. I'm out of here. Remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do, in my opinion, to keep those emotions at bay, and believe me, I know that's not easy, but give this a try. Say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, livewithoscar.com and Omni. Thank you so much for the great analysis. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.